The truth is, politicians can't give you equal rights across all races, genders, and groups. It is impossible. And they've been trying to do this. That is why the church needs to come back in power, where we're advising from a spiritual lens people who the Lord bless with wisdom to help the government make pro-society decisions, pro-humanity decisions. For example, the government has been fighting strategically over the years to put in place systems. They've been going to debates, going to the UN, various aspects of politics to try to see how best they can please the people. And the people have been arguing with them because the people aren't seeing this, because the government need to partner with God so that earth can partner with the spirit. The government has been partnering with the military, finances, other dark forces, to be honest, of spirituality, but they refuse to partner with the sovereignty of God, the one who made them, made earth, made governance, made everything. That's where the church comes in. This is why I say the government can't give you equality across all races and classes and whatever, because life doesn't offer equality across all spheres. The spirit realm doesn't offer it. God doesn't offer it. Neither the physical life doesn't offer it. Life is balanced. So the government can't create what doesn't exist. They're not God. I mean, they're powerful people, but they're not God. It is something for you to consider. Now, the government means well by trying to tell you this, but the government needs God. The government needs someone who is connected to God, because what the government should do is create a census system of justice, meaning that based on census, you categorize and group people. Well, that's what I believe. You categorize and group people into, of course, we have, like, for example, classes. Now, the government know how to do this, or the specific people know how to do this. But like, for example, classes, lower class, middle class, upper class. You do everything on a need or an on-demand basis based on the classes. So, for example, education can be free with like a regulation across all classes. For example, those who are completely deprived get free education, because every man deserves a time and a chance. But those who are middle class and can afford get partially free education. Those who are wealthy get like what I say, calculated free education, meaning that he could be rich, but his money is tied up in stocks and bonds and debt and bankruptcy, etc. On that calculation, on that basis, we grant him free education. But if it's a case where he can afford it, he doesn't need it. Same thing with Medicare. Same thing with everything else. So I believe that if people were categorized and given the necessary things that their life demands, basic needs, human needs, financial needs, demand based on their group, based on their family, based on their desires, based on their goals. For example, some people are unlearned, and we can't change that. Even education can teach some people wisdom, right? And because of this, they don't aim to go higher in life. On that note, you have these people in a certain category, which means that you try to meet their needs based on their desires, their goals, and their ambitions, and their way out, leaving room for a person that could come from that very bloodline and desire to want to go higher, to get the opportunity to aim for a medium class, a middle class, or a higher class justice system, or whatever you would name it. You get what I'm trying to say? To mean that if I'm from a family like that and I decide that I don't want to be like this, I can now apply for a middle class or a upper class way of living, or government stipend, or system allotted to, I don't know what you want to name it. But there should always be room for people who don't want to remain in a certain class. But for the majority, because you have three types of people, you have people that take action, people that watch action, and people that discuss action based on the category that they're in. Some people just want to discuss. They don't want to aim for nothing. You don't need to prepare colleges for these people. You don't need to prepare unless someone from the bloodline decided, hey, I want to go to college. Then you can push him into another census, take action census. For example, you know how to put it in your political language. That's what, from a spiritual perspective, I think justice should be served on a demand basis, not an equal rights basis, because that's merely impossible. And if the government can create a system that is on demand to meet needs of the basic home and classes and people, desires based on census, then that's the closest we will get to equal rights and, of course, justice. Ciao.